well-known, part of Muslim theology, no doubt about it. It has got a normativity in it. It says to Muslims that whoever comes after me, do not pay any attention to him. If he claims that he's a prophet, do not pay any attention to him. Do not follow him. Do not listen to him. He must be a false prophet anyway. So this is a normative content of the Khatamiyya, the prophet being the seal of all prophets. Now, what is prophethood? Now, let us go, into the, make a careful analysis of the of prophethood. Prophethood at least has got two major pillars. The first pillar is revelation, receiving the revelation. So this is the first pillar. The second is infallibility. A prophet is an infallible person who receives revelation, okay, and then he actually transmit it to the masses. So this is the nature and the essence of prophethood. All this has been claimed by Shi'is for their imams. They pay a lip service to Khatamiyya, but deep in heart, what they say about their imams means that they actually ignore Khatamiyya, if not disproving it. It is just overlooking, just ignoring the Khatamiyya, because all imams receive revelations, and all of them, according to Shi'is, are infallible. Therefore, infallibility and revelation are all there. And that's why in Shi'ism, imams are tantamount to prophet. They are virtually on the same level. What they say, what they do are considered and are taken by Shi'is like what the prophet did or like what the prophet said, absolutely on the same level. There are so many, pieces of law and legislation in Shi'ism that is neither in the Quran nor in sayings of the prophets. All come down to us from imams. But since imams are no less than prophets at all, in any way, so we take what they say and what they did like what the prophet says, and it is as infallible, as valid, and as incumbent on us, like what prophet had said and had enjoined us to do or prohibited us to do. So I think this is Khatamiyya is the main point of divide. Theologically speaking, if you go to history, the two histories are different. If you go to, the organizations of the cleric and so on, there also you will find some other things. But now I concentrate mainly on the theological point of view. And from the theological point of view, Khatamiyya, I think, is the main point that in Shi'ism has been diluted or perhaps ignored altogether. Let me even quote a sentence from Sheikh al-Mufid, who is perhaps the most important theologian of Shi'ism. He says, all imams are prophets, but since we have been prohibited to call them prophets, we do not call them prophets. Otherwise, deep down and in heart, we consider them like prophets, any prophet, because they received revelation and they were infallible. Now, this is a major issue. I have written a number of articles about this, and of course, the articles were very controversial. I received some very harsh, answers and rejoinders on the part of my adversaries. But I truly tell you, honestly, I didn't find any grain of truth of what they say. This is a very well entrenched, a very well established idea in the Shi'i circles. And if you talk about it, people, of course, will not come to agree with it, soon. But I think going deep into the heart of Shi'ism, you will find that the theory of Imamah is a theory which flies in the face of prophethood, of the Khatamiyya of prophethood, of prophet being actually 12 imams or 12 prophets who were no less than the prophet himself at all. And all what we say, Shi'is say about them is like talking about a prophet. This does not mean that I would like to, to reduce, perhaps to diminish the place of Imam. They were very respectable. They were recommended by the Prophet to be respected, to be listened to, and to be followed. Actually, for Shi'ism, in order to be good Shi'ism, is to follow Imams and to find Prophet through Imams, because they were the best vehicles and the best channels in order to find the Prophet and to see what he had originally said, because they were true transmitters of his message to the Ummah. But the theory that developed during the Shi'i period and the Shi'i history, and that was not only because of Shi'i creed and theology, but also because of the minority issue that I mentioned, Imams, were elevated to the position of the Prophet himself, and they were given the same respect, the same position, and the same prestige and privilege that the Prophet himself enjoyed. This is the main thing. Now, this has got, of course, it is not a theological issue as such. It has got consequences and implications, which I'm going to mention to you later on. But so please keep this in mind. One of the implications of this is a kind of maximalistic religious approach. According to Shi'ism, virtually you have got everything in religion. Because if Prophet had not mentioned everything, then Imams actually tried to mention and to make the religion complete. So virtually there is no place for, for more deliberation, for more contemplation. So you will find everything in Hadith, and you can extract it, and you can apply it to practice. So this is prevailing and prevalent this is the dominant idea among Shiites, especially among the ulama of Shia, that they need nothing outside the religion, outside the Shi'ism. They have got Imams, and they have got, their Hadith, and so they can use them. You will see that among the Shi'i theologians, there is extensive debates about, for example, determinism, indeterminism, and about such things, about who is a true Muslim, who is not a true Muslim. The main body of Islamic theology was developed by the Sunni branch of Islam rather than the Shi'i. Why? Because Shi'is were content that whatever the Imam says, that would be the theology, no matter what he says. No debate about what he says. If he says that determinism is okay, then determinism is okay. If he says that indeterminism is okay, then indeterminism is okay. And that's enough. So no way and no place to go further. But, the main body of theology was something which, as I said, constructed and developed by Sunni theologians, Mu'tazilites and Ash'arites and so on. They have extensive, writings about this, some of them recovered now and some not recovered. But you will see that the debate among them was really a very hot debate, very constructive. Shiites actually took from Mu'tazilites, the theology of Shi'ism is taken from Mu'tazilism. They claim that they have taken it from their Imams. But when you go deep into the books of Shiites, most of the Shi'i theology is Mu'tazilites. This is what actually I, again, mentioned. Shi'i mysticism also. Still, the main mystical books which we use, especially Rumi, for example, Muhyiddin Arabi, all comes from, not from the Shia scholars, not from the Shia Imams. That comes from the Sunni scholars. This is not because Shi'ism is a bad, ideology. It is because they were content, they were maximalist in religion. They thought that they had everything they needed through their Imams. They were content with some hadith in the books of hadith. And they were not, really ready to develop and to improve on it and to discuss it and to criticize it. This is very important. Since Imams were infallible, you did not have, the right to criticize them. You had to accept what they said. And that actually to some extent closed the door of criticism to the Shiite sect. And the minority identity also furthered it. Because when you are a minority, you do not allow anybody to dispute things, lest you should make, the divide, more and more, deeper and deeper. So first of all, you become conservative because you are minority. Secondly, because